Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Niambi. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today's video is the battle of the dupes. So on one side of my face, I did high-end makeup, and on this side of my face, I did all affordable makeup. If you want to see what products that I use to get this look using high-end products and their affordable dupes, keep on watching. But before we get into it, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and press the post notification bell right next to the subscribe button so YouTube will notify you every time I post, which is every Sunday at noon. Without further ado, let's get into this. Okay, so my brows are already done and I've already prepped my eyelids, and so today for eyeshadow, I'm gonna be going in on one side with the Supreme Nudes palette, one of my favorite palettes at the moment. But to dupe for that, I have the e.l.f. New Classics palette. So while this isn't a complete dupe for this, obviously there are more shades in this palette than there are the Supreme Nudes palette, but there are several shades in this palette that are dupes for the Supreme Nudes palette, and those shades are what we are going to be using today. So this side of my face is going to be high-end and this side of my face is going to be affordable, and I'm going to use different brushes for each side of my face so we don't cross-contaminate. So I am going to take a e.l.f. crease brush. I'm going to take the shade Nudes from the Artist Couture palette. I'm just gonna place that into my crease. And I have no idea what sort of look I'm going for today, so we're gonna just, see as we go. So I'm just placing this into my crease. So I'm probably just gonna leave it at that with this shade. I'm gonna take the same brush, but it's a clean one, and I'm gonna go into Truffle. So I'm doing the same thing. This one's a little bit deeper in color than the Nudist shade, so I'm gonna have to blend this. This one definitely has a darker brown undertone, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this one on this side. I'm gonna go back into Nudist and kind of build that up, but it doesn't matter all too much because this is a transition shade. Now that I've built this up a little bit more, it's very similar in color. I'm gonna take that same brush for each side, and on the high-end side, I'm gonna go in with Transcend and put that just like right below that nudist shade into the crease a little bit. And then I'm gonna go in with the same brush, but for this side, with Darling. And I'm gonna do the same thing. This e.l.f. palette tends to pull a little bit darker, but honestly, I'm just gonna be doing a lot of building up on each side. All right, I'm taking this Morphe M321 and I'm taking a little bit of the mink shade on this side. So even with brushes and applicators, if I can, because I don't have a lot of high-end brushes, but if I can, I'll use more high-end brushes and applicators on this side. And sorry, I'm just taking this a little bit along the lash line and a little bit into the outer V. I'm gonna take a clean blending brush, and this is the Alamar Cosmetics brush. I think it's just called Ojitos Volume 1 set on Alamar. I love this brush. It's so fluffy and blends really well. I'm gonna take this BH 105 brush and I'm gonna go into Muse and do the same thing on the other side. I'm so torn about if I want to keep this matte or if I want to go in with the shimmer. I'm taking this J Kissa J3 blending brush and blending this side out. This Muse shade, I feel like a little bit... Okay, good. I'm like, did I pick up the right brush? This Muse side is, I feel, a little bit more patchy. I'm gonna swatch the two shimmers that I'm thinking of and see if they actually would be a dupe or if I should just go in and do matte. So here's Opulence and then here is Rose Gold. So this is Opulence and this is Rose Gold, and the Rose Gold is really pulling a little bit more pink than I thought it would. So we're just gonna keep this look matte, and I'm gonna go in on this side with the shade Exposed and just place that on my crease. Oh, and I'm sorry, I'm going in with a Morphe M21, and this is just a rounded flat packing brush. So I'm gonna go in with this Wet n Wild packing brush, and I'm gonna go in with Cream and do the same thing on the other side. So this is a little bit more white than the Exposed shade. I love it. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like at least these shades are definitely dupes for each other. The shimmers are not dupes for each other. Let me swatch the two green shimmers. So the one on the bottom is Supreme from the Supreme Nudes palette, and then the one on the top is Opulent. So not completely a dupe, but very, very similar color stories, and I feel like they look very similar to each other. So we're gonna move on to mascara. I'm not gonna do liner today because I don't have any high-end liners. I'm gonna go in on this side with the Cosmetics Superhero mascara. I love this. This has been my jam for many years. So this is very volumizing and lengthening as well. And then on the other side for the dupe, I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Air Volume Mascara. So again, volumizing and lengthening. Both of them, you have to be careful because if you go in too much, they will get clumpy on you. So I feel like they're very similar. I love both of these. Why is this happening? Why can't I just be great? Ignore that. Well, now moving on into complexion, we are gonna go in on the high-end side with this Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Mattifying Primer. Just gonna do a little bit on this side. I love the way this smells. Like literally, I love the way all of her products smell. And I'm gonna go in on this side with the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Primer. Now, Fenty is the mattifying primer, and this one is a hydrating primer. But I do feel like they work very similarly, and they definitely have similar consistency. Why does my face get red every time I touch it? Anybody know? No? Okay. So on the high-end side, I'm going in with the Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. This is in the shade Syracuse, and I'm going to use the OG Beauty Blender for this. I don't really miss the Beauty Blender. I don't know. I feel like the dupe that I have for it, it's softer and kind of does very similar, if not better job. I love this foundation. This has been my ride or downer. What? This has been my ride or die foundation for the longest time. However, the affordable option might be better because it has better coverage. They're even kind of similar in packaging, like with the glass packaging and the pump. They're similar. But yes, this is the Maybelline Superstay Longwear Foundation, and this is in the shade 312 Golden. And my Haley's Beauty Sponge is the dupe that I have for the Beauty Blender. And if you ask me, it's better. It's softer, a little bit more bouncier, and it's literally half the price. Okay, I just flaked that mascara off using a clean spoolie, and it's gone. I don't see any difference at all, and I'm here for both of them. Now, two other favorites of mine, Tarte Shape Tape and the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. So on the high-end side, we're going in with Tarte Shape Tape in this shade Medium Tan Sand. And I feel like the nose is going to be the most difficult part for me to place. Now these are similar in color, but the Tarte Shape Tape is a little bit darker. So I'm gonna go in with my Haley's sponge on this side. I really do not like this Beauty Blender anymore. It's just not as bouncy. And for the high-end side, for setting powder, I'm going in with the Laura Mercier Honey. For those of you who love the Beauty Blender, let me know why, and if you have tried the Haley's Beauty Sponge, or if you're gonna look into it now. All right, and for a dupe, I'm going in with this Peachy Chic Puff Puff Pass Satin Bake Powder, and this is in the shade Peachy. Now, it's not the same color, but it performs similarly, like literally like what? For bronzer, I'm going in with the Hoola Caramel. This is the Fenty 190 bronzer brush. Woo, too much. All right, let's go in with the Beauty Blender and blend her out. And then another new fave from Chic is the Thailor bronzer in the shade I Went to Venice. So I will put these up next to each other. This one's a little bit lighter than this one, but they perform the same. I'm taking these Real Techniques. I think it's just called a face. It's 003. I think it's just called a face powder brush. I got it from TJ Maxx. What do we think? Are we bronze? I think they're good. For blush, on the high-end side, we're gonna use the Almar bronzer brush for bronzer, but we're gonna use it for blush. And I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in Seduce. And this is the high-end form of the Essence, the blush in Befitting. There is Seduce. And then I'm gonna go in with this Wet n Wild brush with Befitting on this side. They are very similar. Blending both sides. For highlight, we have these two. So this is the Hoola Cookie Highlight Blinding. And then we have the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder and Blossom Glow. Very similar to one another. So I'm gonna go in again with this. This is for your under eyes, but we're gonna use this, and this is from Almar Cosmetics. And we're just gonna, hello, beautiful. And then on this side, I'm gonna use this Milani highlighting brush or all over blending brush, but I use it as a highlighting brush. Do the same exact thing. A little bit, like I don't even need to dip back into Cookie. It's just like I can see from space, girl. But I feel like don't sleep on the Wet n Wild highlighters either, because I can see you from space too. And then for lips, we have the Nars Toletti lipstick. So we're gonna do it on this side. The NYX Chic lipstick. See, the two look very, very similar. So this is the NYX side and this is the Nars side. I love this look. I just realized I completely forgot to set my face with these two powders. What in the world was I thinking? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set down here. What in the heck? So anyway, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder. We'll use this complexion brush from Almar Cosmetics. We'll just put this down here. Wow. And then I'm gonna go in with the number 7 Lift and Luminate Triple Action Powder in the shade Medium. But yes, I said this before, this is a dupe for this. Bomb. I can't believe I did that. We're down to the last step and we're gonna set our face. And so on this side, I'm gonna use the Urban Decay All Nighter. And on this side, I'm gonna use the Milani Make It Last. So for today, I'm kind of just loving this look without shadow underneath my eyes. I think it looks good. This is the completed look. Let me know what you guys think of this look. Let me know what you guys think of the dupes that I showed you today. Do you think they're dupes? Do you have other dupes for other products? Do you like these kind of videos? Let me know down below in the comment. And if you like this video and haven't already, please make sure to give me a thumbs up And please make sure to subscribe to my channel and press the post notification bell right next to the subscribe button so YouTube will notify you every time we post. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.